Yo guys, what is going on? We got a new video up for you right now. Let's just talk about the Browns. Let's just talk about the Browns. How overhyped they are. Most overhyped team probably in NFL history. And for what? Why are they so hyped? How is a team like the Browns, who didn't even make the playoffs last year, who get a receiver like OBJ, overhyped? Now you have to think about it this way. The Giants were 8-8 a long time ago when they had OBJ. They had a close record to 8-8. You know, they had close records to being below 500. Now the Browns have been barely made it last year to being 500. Personally, most overrated team I've ever seen. How do you lose to the Titans against Marcus Mariota, who's overrated? Personally, I like Marcus Mariota. I think he's a good quarterback. But if you're Baker Mayfield right now, you have to be worried. If you're the Cleveland Browns, you have to be worried. Because a lot of people are saying Baker Mayfield could be the next Manziel. He runs like Manziel. He acts like Manziel. He has that big ego. And I ain't trying to be Colin Cowherd here, hating on freaking Mayfield. But when this Browns team is perform like that on week 1, are you kidding me? That was horrible. And they know it's horrible. And they should know it's horrible. You know, here's my biggest problem with the Cleveland Browns hype. Is not against the Cleveland fans. Like, Cleveland fans are loyal. The Cleveland fans that are still left here, it's a miracle. It's a miracle that they're still with them, because of all the shit that they've had to witness in their life. They still have loyalty to this fan base, and that's to this team, and that's great. It takes a lot of loyalty to wait this long to have some optimism in the air about something. You have a young quarterback. You have a new receiver. But why? Why should I be optimistic? Here's my problem with OBJ signing. You signed OBJ. Great. You know what you also traded away? You traded away an O-lineman, who, by the way, was one of your best linemen with you. You had one of the best linemen with you, if not the best lineman you had in this Browns organization, this Browns team. And now you trade him away. Baker Mayfield looked scared for his life. Whenever he, just like getting the ball, by the time he had his second to even look up, he was getting sacked. And this ain't no knock on Baker Mayfield. I never thought he was that good. I thought he was decent. I don't think he's Manziel, but is it possible that he's overrated? Yeah. And I think he is overrated. Number 1 pick coming out of college, I would have picked Saquon Barkley. If I'm looking back at it now, I would have definitely picked Saquon Barkley as a number 1 pick. And I think this Browns organization would too. Now, of course, you need a quarterback to succeed in the league, of course. And they were going to take a quarterback. Maybe a quarterback in the second round. I could have saw them taking a quarterback in the second round. And I know everybody wanted it. It was either going to be Saquon on the Browns or Baker Mayfield on the Browns. But in my opinion, I would rather have Saquon Barkley than Baker Mayfield. That's just my opinion. I think Baker Mayfield is decent. He's not a bad quarterback. He's not horrible. But Saquon Barkley is the next up-and-coming running back, best running back to be drafted since The best running back the NFL's ever seen since Barry Sanders. Let's just get this out of the way. He's a mix of Barry Sanders, can move out, can break tackles. He can run over people like Bo Jackson. He's a dominant player. And he's basically, if not already, the best running back in this league. In my opinion, even better than Ezekiel Elliott. Already. You're going to tell me that he's not better than Ezekiel Elliott when Ezekiel Elliott has a really good O-line and the Giants have a suckish O-line and he's running through people still? He has to break tackles in the backfield before he can even get any yards, and he's doing that. And here's my problem, guys. And I just want to let you know the problem I have with the Browns. Okay? Their fan base is fine, I don't care. But when you're overhyping a team like the Browns are, and the Browns were going to do this anyway, they have this real optimism, and they haven't had it for a long time, so they don't really know what to do with it. So they feel like they are going to be in the Super Bowl. Guess what? That team that you had out there yesterday should not have been in the Super Bowl. Can't go to the Super Bowl. They can't go to the Super Bowl. And here's the problem. You add OBJ. You have no alignment to protect Baker Mayfield. So how is Baker Mayfield even supposed to be able to throw to OBJ when all your wide receivers, by the time they get even open, even remotely open, he's already down on the ground? You add Kareem Hunt, who, in my opinion, is one of the best running backs in the league if he can actually stay on the field and not get suspended for doing some dumb shit. But you're going to tell me that Baker Mayfield can lead this Browns team? Not in his second year. See, here's another problem with the Browns. Baker Mayfield last year was a rookie. A lot of teams didn't have a lot of film on him. Now a bunch of teams have film on him. They know how to get to him. They know what makes him uncomfortable, and they know how they're going to get to him. They didn't have that last year. So is it really blasphemous to say that Baker Mayfield will do worse this year than he did last year? I don't think so. I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's completely accurate, actually. I think it's 100% accurate. Baker Mayfield might do worse this year than he did last year. And it's not a knock on Baker Mayfield. The dude's talented. But will he do better than he did last year? I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. I think the Browns get worse. I honestly think the Browns gotten worse. And that's just my opinion. And you know, you could call me a hater. I don't care. This is just real talk. This is just real talk. If you're going to tell me that a team that didn't even make the playoffs last year, who had a star receiver, not even the best receiver in the league, I might add. I just want to add that. He's not even the best receiver in the league. Okay, he's a top 3, if not, maybe a top 5. No, he's a top 5, of course, but he's not a top 3, I don't think. There's a bunch of receivers I would put over OBJ. Number 1, DeAndre Hopkins, who the dude can't drop a pass. Julio Jones, and even though I hate saying this, Antonio Brown I put. And maybe, just maybe, I'd like to add that Juju Smith-Schuster is up and coming. OBJ, and then OBJ to 5. And he's barely squeaking in. He's barely getting in there. So here's the thing. You had a top 5 receiver in the league, but their quarterback can't get a pass to him because every time he's looking up, a defensive end is right in his face ready to sack him. And this ain't no knock on Baker Mayfield. I'm not trying to knock Baker Mayfield. But that O-line is looking horrible. Their defense, who are they going to get? Myles Garrett? Myles Garrett's going to stop them? No. Myles Garrett ain't going to stop them. But this is the problem. And you have a first-year coach that you don't even know can do anything yet. And based on his resume so far, you guys were horrible. Now, why am I showing Bottlegate? I'm showing this Bottlegate video. Well, number one, what else am I going to show? I don't want to show the Baker Mayfield getting sacked for the 90th time. I'm showing the Bottlegate video not because I'm saying that this is going to happen, but this is one of the Browns, the worst Browns moment in history, probably. One of the worst Browns moments in history. And you know what? Could this happen again? Possibly. Do I think the Browns are going to go 0-16 again? Hell no. I don't think the Browns are going to go 0-16 again. But it's possible, and this is a possibility, that they don't even have a winning record this year. I think when they get... Here's a little optimism, though. If they can, next year, stack up with some O-linemen, get some corners, get some more defensive ends, with them still having Kareem Hunt, I could see the Browns going to the playoffs, of course. I could. Do I think... See, here's the problem, too. A lot of people didn't take this into account. The Browns got maybe better. They maybe gotten better. But I think a lot of people were overrated where everybody thought, oh, they got so much better. Where they're like the most elite team ever. No. You have to still go through Patty Mahomes and AFC. And by the way, that 42-year-old quarterback can still kick your butt in Tom Brady. Tom Brady can kick your butt any day of the week. And you guys know this. Plus, he now has Antonio Brown. Now, of course, I know a lot of people, we didn't know Antonio Brown was going to be on the Patriots. But still, he could have kicked your butt with or without Antonio Brown. He can kick any team's butt with or without Antonio Brown. So I need to just say this, guys. If you are a Browns fan, first of all, that's fine. Salute to you, actually. If you're a Browns fan, I'm sorry for you. But I'm also happy that you are because you're loyal. But if you're a Browns fan who's delusional into thinking that the Browns are going to win the Super Bowl this year, get out of my house. Get out of my house. That's how stupid. It's delusional to think the Browns were going to win the Super Bowl this year. Even maybe next year. Even if you thought the Browns were going to win next year, if they start with some defense or get some moral line, still they weren't going to win the Super Bowl. You're not getting past Patty Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is just going to get better and better. And he's not slowing down. He faced the Jaguars defense, the Jaguars defense is still really good. Put up 42 points on them. That's how good Patrick Mahomes is. And even after more time, even if people believe this man curse or anything after that, he's still doing good. Browns aren't able to do that because it's just how it is. Why do you guys think Freddie Kitchens was going to do better than any of the other coaches that were available? Why? Honestly, why? It's beyond me. It's beyond me. I feel bad for the Browns. I'm not even a Browns fan. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Because I might be completely wrong with this. I might be completely wrong, and OBJ is going to save the franchise, and Baker Mayfield will turn into a god. But I could be looking back on this from years now, and I'd be thinking I'm stupid. But let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next video.